everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Gabe Saglie Show. I am your host, Gabe Saglie, coming to you from my home bar here in beautiful Southern California, in the throes of a coronavirus pandemic, and keeping an eye on how the travel and culinary industries are surviving and, more importantly, moving forward post-COVID. Any information you see on this show and so much more, of course, lives on our website. You want to check it out often, GabeSaglie.com. A little bit later on, we will hop on a cruise. Yeah, a little throwback to one of the great cruise experiences I had several months ago on the MSC Seaside, including riding the longest zip line at sea. But first off, right to our guest this hour. He is a travel luminary. Forbes calls him one of the top travel influencers, period. The proprietor of JohnnyJet.com and the brand new YouTube sensation, 39 Travel Questions with Johnny Jet. If I only had a drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Jet. Hey, Johnny Jet, welcome to the Gabe Saglie Show. So happy to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Johnny, I'm broadcasting from my home bar. I know that's not all that impressive to you because you are not someone who imbibes on a regular basis, but you don't mind if I have a screwdriver. It's the kind of thing I would order if I got, say, upgraded to first class on a morning flight on a tropical destination. That's what I'm reliving right now.
Please do whatever you like. I have actually never been drunk in my life. When I fly, I drink water only. But
listen, travel is the only drug you need, my friend. And you're going through withdrawals as we speak, so we're going to get to that here in just a sec. Great minds think alike. Johnny Jet has launched what's become a YouTube sensation here, 39 Travel Questions with Johnny Jet. You're on set as we speak. Tell us about your new show.
I am. So I've been interviewing people for about 20 years on my website, JohnnyJet.com, and it was always via email. But I've always wanted to interview people, in person or a podcast, but I never had the time because I was always traveling. And now that I'm home, I have this time, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And Zoom makes it so easy. So I have a mic because I do Leah Laporte's the Tech Guy show, and it makes it easy. And now I've been doing really big travelers like yourself. I'm going to interview you right after you interview me.
Listen, I've seen the list of travel luminaries you've brought on the show, the Peter Greenbergs of the world. But that's what's actually great about the show. It's an insider peek at how this is evolving, because it's changing really daily. So as people are starting to get prepared to what happens next in the world of travel, fantastic names there. And so anyway, congratulations and continued success with 39 Travel Questions with Johnny Jet on YouTube. Well, I thought Johnny would do something inspired by that. I'm going to call it 5 Travel Questions with Johnny Jet right here on the Gabe Saglie Show. Kind of get your take on what you see happening here over the next couple of weeks, couple of months, as movement now begins to seem to be the name of the game. We're starting to kind of move forward. What does that mean? Let's start with a tough one, I think, and that's cruising. I think cruising took a hit for sure during this pandemic. It's an image issue for them, but sailings are starting in the next couple of weeks here in June. Bookings look really good for Q1 of 2021. What's your take on the future of cruising?
The cruise industry is in trouble. I mean, I love cruising. I've been on dozens of cruises. I think I know I've been on one with you before.
Yep, that's right. I remember that.
The problem is, people are just so confined, and they just have to change their things. They can't have these buffets anymore where people are touching things like that. Have to change, and they will change. But I just don't see cruises sailing in June like they're talking about. I think it's the no sail order is going to be extended. I would be surprised if they sail, even in October.
There's that core group of avid cruisers, 15, 17% of the U.S. population who will do these multiple cruises a year. They've had to put months of cruising plans on hold. I'm thinking those are the ones those folks are going to help kind of get this off the ground here, maybe late this year, certainly I think early 2021, but it's the non-cruiser, it's the new-to-cruise folks. I think it's going to take a little longer to convince a lot of those to come on back.
Definitely. Their fares are so low right now that people are buying, and they're ready to go. They're willing to take the chance. I'm not. I'm sitting back. I'm going to see what happens, and that's what I'm recommending my readers. Why take the chance?
Okay, there it is. You heard it from Johnny Jet. Next, the future of the hotel stay. I love hotels. There's some brands that you really get to know and love, and you stay at these places when you travel for business, you travel for pleasure. But people are going to be entering hotels, checking into hotels, looking around their hotel rooms in a whole different way now, don't you think?
Without a doubt. I mean, I think before everyone, thought luxury was about like hands-on, personalized service. Now people just don't want to be around other hotel workers or anybody. So it's going to be, they're either going to tell you like luxury hotels what time to check in. You're going to have your own time slot, so you're not with other guests. The buttons will be pressed for you for the elevator. They'll give you hand sanitizer. All the rooms are going to be cleaned. If you have dirty laundry, they're going to put it out in the hallway, your garbage basket out there, and they'll just change it that way, I think. And it's just going to be a lot less hands-on. The elevators, people are going to be like, what, they don't want multiple people in the elevator. It's going to be interesting how it works.
With hotels, I think all of a sudden the lower floor rooms might become the preferred rooms because it's easier to get up the stairs to that room on the third floor versus having to take an elevator to what was the preferred room up on the 16th floor there on the corner.
Even before that, I would get a room, on the 6th floor or lower because fire engine ladders cannot go higher than that.
Well, there it is. Okay, even more reason to stay low. All right, number 3, loyalty programs, and this sort of dovetails from what we've been talking about. If, in fact, I've been loyal to a brand, but I'm seeing another brand take steps that make me feel more comfortable as a traveler, loyalty all of a sudden doesn't have the same pull that it may have had before. What do you think?
They don't. I mean, especially a lot of these companies are in trouble, so you don't know how long their miles are good for. I have so many miles on American Airlines. I'm worried about them. But with, if you're loyal to one brand and you want to jump ship, you just contact that company and they will definitely match your status. They'll be happy to. And just keep in mind, a lot of times they only do it once in a lifetime now. So make sure that you're really going to jump. Just don't try to have like every different platinum card there is at once.
Point. I'm a million miler, 1K with United. They, as you know, have extended the loyalty, your status all the way through early 2022, I believe.
Yes.
So they're making it super easy for you to stay put and stay loyal, and that's certainly my plan at the moment.
And every airline's done the same, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they've all got to do it, otherwise they're going to miss out. All right, number 4, the future of the road trip. I've been saying for a long time that again, we live here in beautiful Southern California. Within the state, we have a plethora of options, Johnny, whether we want to take our families for a day trip, for a 1 or 2 nighter. We can do glamping, we can do coastal, we can do mountain. We've got just so many options here, but I'm thinking that that's really going to be a big hit as we head towards summer and to fall, keeping it regional, keeping it local, doing the road trip.
Without a doubt. I mean, we're fortunate to live in a beautiful country, but we're even more fortunate to live in Southern California because we have everything, the desert, the mountains, the ocean. So I think people are going to take advantage of it. I don't think people want to fly. And listen, my last name's Jet. I tell people to get on planes all the time. But right now I'm like, you know what? Don't fly unless you really have to. This is a year of staycations. And I'm thinking about renting an RV and, doing what I've always dreamt about, like going to the Grand Canyon, which I've never been, only flown over it hundreds of times.
Yeah, RV rentals are up, and I think that's definitely the name of the game there. And then it leads me to my last question with you, which is international travel, the flip side. We started 2020. 2020 was going to be the year of the international trip. The dollar was strong against pretty much every other foreign currency. We were seeing the airfare wars in effect. And so we started the year really kind of pushing this idea that international travel was going to dominate this year. Boy, that's been flipped in its head. Where it's a comfort thing for a lot of us, traveling to places where they're dealing with this in a whole different way. There may be issues with coming back, finding flights. That's still a reality for many international destinations. What are you thinking? Are these plans we're going to be putting off perhaps through maybe the end of 2020?
Yeah, I just don't see international service or flying to different countries big this year. I think people want to stay closer to home. Canada is a possibility if Canada wants us. I don't think they really do right now, but the Canadian dollar is weak. So you can go to Canada right now. It's like 28% off on everything you buy. So if you spend $100 for dinner or on a hotel room, it's really only like $72 or $71. So I would take advantage of that if they open up the borders. Right now they're closed. And you have to make sure that every country, they're all different rules. And do you really want to take the chance? Like Iceland's opening up on June 15th and you're going to have to take a test right when you land. What if you test positive? Are they going to put you back on a plane? I don't think so. Are you going to want to quarantine in Iceland where it's really expensive? You're going to be on the hook for a lot of money. So I'm just telling people to stay close to home, watch and see what happens. Hopefully there's not a second wave and then we'll go back to normal. But just this is a year to stay here. You
and I are lucky in a way because we're going through this, sort of wacky time with our wives and our kids close. I mean, that's been sort of an unexpected positive, the kind of quality time we spent with them. What's the first trip that you and Natalie and the kids will be taking, and as soon as you feel comfortable doing it?
I think I'll get on a plane and go see my dad in South Florida. He's 91 years old. He hasn't had a hug in 3 months. So that'll be the first place. And then we'll fly up to see Natalie's mom in Toronto and give her a hug because she hasn't had one in 3 months. And but she's much younger than my dad. And then we're going to go to Hawaii and relax.
I'm looking forward to hugging you too, Johnny, as soon as we can get together and either do a panel somewhere together or just, maybe just meet you on the shores of Hawaii. I don't know. Do either one. Perfectly. Be sure to check out Johnny at johnnyjet.com and follow Johnny Jet on all your favorite social media platforms. Always has some fantastic information and insight. Now, Johnny and I did chat a little bit about the cruise industry, a long road ahead for them, I think, as well. But it did remind me of a great experience that he and I shared on the MSC Seaside. One of my favorite experiences there, riding what is the longest zip line at sea at 345 feet, 20 decks above the ocean floor. It's only about a 20-second ride. But boy, you get to see that great expanse, not only of the ship itself, but whatever destination you're in at the time, or if you're out at sea. We were at San Juan, Puerto Rico here. Great views from that zip line. Also on this ship, the biggest Balinese spa at sea. Very, very relaxing. And I got to meet celeb chef Roy Yamaguchi, because the Asian market restaurant on the MSC Seaside is his first restaurant at sea. Looking forward to seeing how MSC and the entire cruise industry rebounds post-COVID. We'll keep a close eye on that, of course. For more on MSC, check out msccruises.com. You'll find a link to MSC and all the information you've seen on this show, of course, on our website, GabeSaglie.com. Hey, listen, you're already here, so why not just hit subscribe right there. Hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, tell your friends all about the Gabe Saglie Show. We'll have more information for you on the next episode. Until then, stay safe, stay well.